Well. It's time for episode number 6 of Retail Rapids. So for this episode, I have 3 different stories. And when you look at this episode, I have 3 words for 3 episodes. One is ghosted, next one's helpless, next one's hypocrite. Ghosted, helpless, hypocrite. Pretty catchy for a whole episode, or even if you want to take one word for each part. Pretty cool, huh? So yeah, this is one of those series that it's always one of those things that I just don't know when I'm going to do a video, because my job is unpredictable as a cashier and customer service rep. I just don't know what's going to happen any day I walk into work. But it's always there, and people just fascinate me. Good and bad. In this Retail Rapid series, though, we focus more on the bad, unfortunately. So the first part of episode 6 is called Ghosted. And what happened, I believe this was a Sunday afternoon when I was working. We were pretty busy. I had probably at least 3 or 4 customers in line. And I see a guy, he had lobster, and then he had a couple other things. And there's a couple other things beyond that. It was weird because I start the transaction, and I'm always going to look right in front, right at, dead set at, 12 o'clock, if you're looking watch direction. I'm always going to look, and when I have a line, obviously, when I have only one customer, then I'm going to look to the right, or say, 3 o'clock. But no, if I'm busy, I always look 12 o'clock, and I tell the customer, hello, how are you today? Or good afternoon, hey, how you doing? How are you? That sort of thing. Well, I look, and the customer is a lady, and she just kind of stares at me like this. Which is not totally unusual to get ignored like that. When I was working in Florida, it happened about 50% of the time. Here in North Carolina, it only happens maybe 10% of the time. So it still happens, but fortunately not as much in North Carolina as Florida, because people here are just a lot nicer, thankfully. But this lady just ghosted me. Looked like she seen a ghost when I said hi. So I scanned what I thought was this woman's groceries. So I scanned them, and I keep scanning. And then I see I really wish people would use those bars that, the little, I don't know, they're little, things you put between your orders. So I start scanning the groceries, and I assume that, they had lobster, baked potatoes, another couple snack items or something. I assume that the order's going to be done, when I see the gap there. What happened was, as soon as I stopped scanning the baked potatoes, there's a guy who's standing a good 10 feet to the left of me, way over at 9 o'clock, way to the left of me. Well, I'll tell you something. He comes in, he yells, and he puts his hand on the belt, says, stop right there, stop right there. So not only did he never, manage to communicate with me at the beginning and say hi to me, or even attempt to be, next to me. I mean, he's trying to ignore me the best he possibly can. But then another thing is his attitude. He's completely mean and completely, instead of, making an effort and putting the bar there or putting a gap between his orders, I mean, he wants to pay for this other lady's snack items, It's crazy. But yeah, that's called. And then, I, of course, I Okay, I say, sir, that's going to be 22 or 20, however much it was. That's your total. I give him the receipt and say, and I'll always tell the customers thank you, no matter how mean they treat you. Always got to thank. So I thank you. But if they're really friendly, I say thank you, have a great day, or thanks for shopping with us today. I just tell him kind of in a stern thank you, in other words, like thank you, but F you for being so mean to me kind of thing, Now, if he were nice, I'd say thank you, sir, have a great day. But since he was mean, I was kind of like, thank you. But he actually said thank you back, which I was pretty surprised because how mean he was to me. I wasn't expecting a thank you at all. Now, the next part of this episode is called Helpless. And this just happened last week. As a matter of fact, it happened on the very last shift I worked, which is on last Thursday. Wow, 6 days ago, because I was scheduled off Friday, and then Saturday is the new work schedule. So I was off Saturday, Sunday. Store was closed Monday. I was off Tuesday. I was scheduled to work today, but I was scheduled at 6 in the morning, and we have all this black ice and freezing roads and everything. I'm like, I'm not coming in today. Tomorrow I'll be coming in, thankfully. But anyway, this segment's called Helpless. This lady who was probably late 50s, early 60s, old but not, one of these elderly people who come in and they're like, you can tell they're like ready to go to a nursing home. They really shouldn't be out by themselves. But no, this lady was, middle age, about 60, maybe 55. And I think she was a grandma. She had probably her granddaughter with her that day. So, I say hi, and she says hi and everything. I think everything's going pretty good. Or actually, no, she doesn't say hi. No. She's one of those people. Also, my next segment called Hypocrite is another one. They don't say hi. I mean, that when I introduce myself to you and you don't say anything or at least smile at me, I mean, that right there is a huge strike against you. I'm automatically putting you in my bad person column, right? So I start scanning the groceries. Of course, she ignores me and stuff. But then, of course, I start scanning the groceries, and she's like, "Okay, I want you to put that in there. Make sure you double bag the soda." Like I'm a dummy or something. A dodo bird or something. It's like, excuse me, ma'am, I know how to bag. Of course, I'm not gonna tell the customer. I'd be okay, yes, ma'am. What And another thing, when I'm bagging, she has a lot of stuff, and she has a granddaughter with her, and granddaughter's probably like 12 or 13, healthy, okay, and I'm, and she tells the granddaughter to, no, she didn't. She never told the granddaughter to help. It's kind of odd, because it's, 2 days before a snowstorm, we're busy as crap, I got a line of like 10 people down the aisle, and this lady, she doesn't make her granddaughter help her out, or she never even helps out bagging. So what I have to do is, she really slows me down, and I think the other customers behind her are really pissed too. She just stands right there and expects me to put every bag in her cart, and of course then she gets all like, tells me like another 2 or 3 times, make sure you double bag my soda, where are my eggs, where's this, I'm just like, oh my gosh, ma'am, really? Do you have to be this helpless? You're only 55 years old, okay? If you were 80 something, I'd cut you some slack, but really is. I didn't tell her that, but I was thinking that in my brain, like, really, lady? And you couldn't even get your granddaughter to help, Think about all these people. You're holding up all these people in line. We're busy as crap, and you can't, you're moving slow as molasses. It's ridiculous. These people that think that they come in my store and they expect, they expect to have a bagger, but what they need to realize is that I'm the cashier and the bagger 95% of the time. And, They expect people to put all their stuff in, which, look, if you're 80, 85 years old, I get it. But if you're 55 years old and you have a granddaughter with you, really, it's just, They want everything on a silver platter like we're Publix. But no, I do not work at Publix. I work at another grocery store. Okay? You're going to get good customer service at my store, but no, we're not Publix. Okay? Thank you very much. Now, fortunately, this person, even though they didn't say hi to me, they did say thank you. Now, this next customer, hypocrite is a great word to describe them. Okay. I say, hi, how you doing, sir? And they just ignore me. Nothing from them. They don't even look at me. Crazy. And this is he's probably about early 60s. Something like that. Not ancient, but getting up there in years. Anyway, older white guy. I'm thinking he's probably from New York or New England, because the other guy, the ghosted guy, seemed like he was there too. He was just not very southern, not horrible at his manners, that's for sure. Okay, so I start scanning his stuff and I start bagging it. And then he tells me, okay, see these canned goods here? I want you to put these in a separate bag by themselves because they're going to my church for a food drive. And I'm thinking to myself, could you have just stopped and said, put the cans in a separate bag and don't mention church? I'm like, because I'm thinking like, oh, he said church, but wait, he never said please, and he never said hello to me either. So I'm automatically thinking, this guy's a hypocrite. Ooh, I just hate when people say, oh, I'm acting with the church, but they never, they treat you like they're an atheist or something. It's horrible. So I back up his stuff. I said thank you and everything, and guess what he does? Silent treatment. Nothing. Crazy, right? I mean, you would expect a person, especially one that says church so openly in a public setting, especially we're in 2018 where people tend to be very shy about sharing that they go to church and their faith and everything in public setting. You would think this guy would be friendly, but no. He never said hello to me. He never said please, or was friendly when he requested his cans be bagged separate from another set of cans. And then he never said thank you or anything, or even looked at me when I said hello and when I said thank you at the end. Nothing from him. Silent. Except, oh yeah, make sure you bag that in that bag. I'm like, hypocrite. Yeah, big time. Alright, well that concludes Retail Rapids episode 6. And who knows, I don't know when I'll be back with another episode, but I'm sure I will. Bye-bye.